Full-Tech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Full-Tech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomy. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Full-Tech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
Hey Belizean students, ready to unlock your future? The Social Security Board is now accepting applications for its 2025 scholarship program. Whether you're aiming for vocational technical, high school, or an associate degree, this is your chance. To qualify, you must be a born Belizean accepted to a school in Belize, entering high school, trade school, or college for the first time, demonstrate financial need and academic potential. Don't wait! Learn more and apply online today at socialsecurity.org.bz. Deadline is Friday, June 27, 2025. Remember, only online applications are accepted. Unlock new opportunities for success with a scholarship from Social Security.
This summer, get ready to feel the heat, the beat, and the energy of Belize like never before. It's Summerfest 2025. Live performances from Belize's most talented kids. Come and enjoy food that sizzles and cold drinks for the kids. Cultural displays and loads of giveaways. Join us at Memorial Park in Belize City. See you all at 6:30 a.m. on June 20th for Summerfest 2025. Where summer comes alive!
Welcome back. We are moving things along, and this next conversation is still with representatives from the Belize Tourism Board, but this time we have them here talking about a tour guide licensing clinics that are taking place. We are joined this morning by Mary Connor. She's the Cruise and Capacity Development Licensing Officer. Also, another Cruise and Capacity Development Licensing Officer, Sharima Lizama, is here to talk about the clinics taking place. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And welcome.
Hi. Good morning.
So this is the third time we're hosting the clinics. I understand the purpose of it is to kind of bring the licensing to the people that are needing to license their tour guide operations. Talk about the first one that took place and why we're deciding to continue this.
Okay, the first one take place 2 years ago. There was 692 tour guides that came out, and last year was double that.
Wow.
So this year we hope that we make more of that, double that from last year. So we encourage tour guides to come out to renew their license. It's not first renewals also. We're encouraging first time tour guides and renewal tour guides to come out to get their license on the same day.
What's the general process like to renew your license?
So usually you send your documents in online, you scan and send them in online. And then it takes a few days, like 5 days or so. But if you could come out and do your license within one day, right, like 10 minutes or so, that's a big advantage.
Yeah.
But you still have to provide all the documents.
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
right.
What's the importance of being licensed as a tour guide?
So you cannot operate without a license. That is the first thing, right? You cannot operate without having a license. And all tour guides should have their license displayed when you're conducting a tour, and all of them have to work under a tour operator. Because the tour operator is the one who has the insurance to cover the tours.
So it's not something where a licensed tour guide can operate in and of itself. They probably won't even receive a license if they're not, if they don't show that they work for a tour company, correct?
Right,
Yes,
right.
because remember the tour operator have the insurance. The insurance protect the guest and the guide. Tour guides do not have insurance.
Yeah.
So what are some of the documents, or what are the documents that these tour guides would have to present when they try to license?
Okay, so they
Okay. So the renewal process is the application form, police record, valid police record that's only valid for 6 months, a medical certificate, but within 3 months' time. So we have to make sure the tour guides check their health, if they're fit to be a tour guide, CPR first aid, a dive masters, if they're conducting dive. We have a tour guide association letter and a payment of $75. That's it.
And the association letter usually comes from the tour operator?
Tour guide association. We have different associations around the country.
How often are tour guides required to renew their license?
every year.
Every year. Each license expires July 31st of each year.
Okay, so there's a set time. Why is that time in place? Just for our information.
It's just that so that we have a set time that all guides know that they have to renew their license at that date. So it's not like a driver's license whenever you
Your birthday.
Yeah, it's on everybody has to do it after July 31st.
Do we know how many tour guides we have in the country? Do you have a sheet with license?
Right now we have
2,776 guides licensed at this moment.
You know that number right
Yep.
off the top of
Yes.
your head.
Well, they are a part of the
2,776.
776 guides.
And
right
how
now.
challenging is it to get all of them to renew their
It's
license
challenging.
on a
It's
yearly
very
basis?
challenging because sometimes right on the 31st, everybody wants to link the application at the same time.
Oh, yeah, and then you all have to
Yep.
process all of that.
Yeah.
So do you have tour guides that may miss the deadline, and what happens if they do?
So they should not be operating if they miss that deadline, right? So if you have some tour guides who maybe not work for this year and 2 years because they have a job somewhere else, but they could always come back and renew their license. So if they don't renew it, it does not mean that they are operating illegally. It could just mean that they have another job and they are not they're not being a tour guide at the moment.
Okay.
But once they decide to come back, they have to renew their license.
Who can be a tour guide?
Anyone can be a tour guide. Once you're 18 and older, and once you know to read and write, comprehend, because we also said when you finish high school, you can be a tour guide. But we understand that there are people that didn't finish high school, but they can read and write and have the knowledge of their country, love their country, and they want to share it to the world.
You know, I always wondered about freelance tour guides. First, I never realized that they had to be aligned with a tour operator. And forgive me, I might have just been ignorant of that, but I never knew that you had to be attached to a tour operator.
Yes.
So even these freelance tour guides, do we find that they're often freelance tour guides?
Freelance tour guides for us really mean floater. It just means that you work with more than one tour operator.
operators.
So you can't be a freelance meaning that you're out there on your own. It just means that you're a floater and that you operate with you work with more than one tour operator.
Are there trainings available for tour guides out there? What sort of trainings are available, perhaps through BTB or other institutions?
Yes, so the tour guide, we have a tour guide training course that they have to take, and it's separated in two sections, General Core and Professional Core. The first section, General Core, deals with history of the country, anything to do with marine and land. And then the Professional Core deals with communication, how you communicate with your guests, how to provide a professional tour to a guest. So it deals, and they do an internship, and you have the first section has like 7 chapters, and you have to take 7 exams after each one.
So that's like that's a mandatory course for first time or for all.
Yes.
First, for all people, for all tour guides.
That's getting their first license.
Right.
Okay, I like that BTB provides that, because it shows that, hey, we're not just dishing out license left, right, and center because you're 18, you could speak well and you know your country. We also want to ensure that you have the foundation necessary to go out there and serve the industry, correct?
That is right.
Yeah.
You know, one of the questions I'm curious to find out now is, based on you ladies just knowing from the top of your head how many tour guides are in the country, where do we find majority of our tour guides coming from?
Okay,
In Kaya and San Pedro, the most tour guides.
Okay, and what are they, what specific service would they be involved in?
Kaya mostly in inland, and San Pedro is marine.
Okay.
But the training covers both. So you could work, if you decide you're doing land tours right now, you decide, well, I want to move to San Pedro and do marine tours.
You can
do
anywhere.
that, because the training prepares you for both.
Is there a district that we see the least amount coming from?
We have PG. PG only have like 43 tour guides or licensed.
But you would imagine that there's opportunities in
Yes.
PG,
Yes.
a lot that
A
are
lot.
untapped, and tour guides that would be needed in that area.
Yeah.
So PG is one of those areas. Is there a age limit to being a tour guide?
18, you have to be 18.
A limit, the oldest that you
All
could
right,
be.
so 18. That's a good answer. But I'm talking about
We have a tour guide.
how old can you
Oh,
be?
you mean how old you can be?
Yeah,
How old you can be.
Okay, so you
We don't have a gap.
We don't have really a
No.
gap.
Okay.
So we have some in the 60s, early 70s and
Yeah.
stuff, yeah.
Talk a bit about enforcement when it comes to tour guides, ensuring that tour guides have their license, that they're attached to a tour operator, that they're abiding by all the guidelines set out for them. What does enforcement look like? We always have a challenge with that in
So
Belize.
when there's any application form, especially to operators, they have a list of all members that are part of them. So when we vetted the application, we have to go back and check if they're under that tour operator. So it's double work for us also. So we have to make sure. When it comes to enforcement, we have an enforcement team led by 3 people. So those are one with the TPU. Those are one that make sure tour guides have their license display, conducting a tour. They have their valid documents, the CPR, or the dive masters. So any tour guide that operating without a license, they can get fined also, or get imprisonment for 1 year, or both.
When it comes to a dive master, one would imagine that that dive master would have to come with certain skills, correct? So talk a bit about the licensing a dive master versus somebody inland that's basically guiding somebody through history.
Okay, so PADI, they have to go through the PADI training to be a dive master. And once they are certified, they send that document to us so that we can see that they are certified, and then they can get the license that says that they can conduct that tour.
Yeah.
So a calendar is out, and the locations are displayed where the clinic will be taking place. Let's go through that really quickly.
Okay, sure. Okay, so we start in Belize City and end in Belize City. So we start on July 1st
Okay.
at the IT Vet Compound, BTEC Conference Room, and then Corozal, July 2nd. And then we do that at Corozal Town Council Conference Room. Orange Walk is July 3rd, Maracas Conference Room. Cayo, July 7th and 8th, Rolson Conference Room.
And these are all-day clinics.
All day.
From 9 to 5. And then Punta Gorda is July 10th, Social Security Conference Room. Dangriga, July 15th, Pelican Beach Resort Coconut Palm Room. Hopkins, July 16th, Hopkins Primary School. Placencia, July 17th, Placencia BTIA Tourism Center. Then Belmopan is on July 21st at the BTB Belmopan Office Conference Room. San Pedro, July 22nd, Sunbreeze Hotel Conference Room. Kikaka, July 29th, Island Magic Conference Room, and then Belize City again, July 31st, BTC Conference Room at the IT Vet Compound.
Oh, so you all are going to be on the road
Yes,
Like most of the
month
month,
of July.
most of the month.
and different parts of the country.
Yeah.
Right. So I would imagine you chose your location based on the concentration of tour guides across the country.
So we added 2 new destinations this year
Okay, tell
because
me.
they asked for it, which was Corozal and Hopkins.
And again, this eases that burden associated with everybody sending in their renewal or their documents July 31st.
Yes.
So it makes it easy. Talk about the team that you all take out on these clinics so that you can manage the processing. You said within 10 to 15 minutes. Talk a bit about the team that you from BTB.
Okay, we
have
take out
three
three people
like-
from the licensing team and 1 from the finance department. So the first step was the finance section that checked the payment, whether the payment came in through online, and check their receipt if you're going in the correct account. Then you come to the licensing officer. It will be between me, Mary, or Dion. Vetted application, make sure everything is there, approve, and then send to Andrew to print out the license right away.
All right, so they
Right
get it
away.
right there
Wow. I love
until
that.
next year, July
Next year
again.
What's the cost?
$75.
$75. Not bad.
All right. Well, for an entire year, I
Yeah.
mean, it's a small investment.
Yes.
To be able to put food on their family's plate and to, for a lot of them, live their passion, because a lot of these tour guides are very passionate about what they
That
do.
is
Very
true.
passionate, yes.
Yes.
All right, ladies. Well, as we wrap up the conversation, I'll ask if you have any final thoughts you'd like to share.
I'm just encouraging all tour guides to come out this year. Come out, take advantage of it. It's 1, 2, 3 step. Come out and get your license.
All right.
And that's it, because we really want our numbers to look better than they did last year.
Yes.
So we want more participation. So
Excellent. Well, thank you, ladies, both of you, for engaging in this insightful conversation. We do have a motivational word or a motivational moment, and so I'm going to read it right now, and perhaps I get a thought from both of you. What do you think about this motivation? Maybe it sparks something in your mind. The quote goes like this: "We cannot all do great things, but we can do small things with great love." Mother Teresa of Calcutta, Sister
It's the
Mother
little things.
Teresa. So we cannot all do great things, but we can do small things with great love. What do you think about that?
I always tell my daughter, it's the little things makes a difference with people. Simple little things. I always encourage my daughter, no matter how big it is or small it is, it's the little things that counts the most.
Yeah.
Do you have a thought?
I think that little gestures, a smile, an encouraging word might help somebody who's having a bad day. So it's just a little thing, and like you said, with love. So you do it out of the goodness of your heart, right? So those things matter the most.
There's always this thing that I go back to that says people don't really care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Right.
Right? So it's similar. And some people would say people don't necessarily care what's their degree or how much you know, or what they leave from conversations or engagements is how you make them feel.
Absolutely.
Right? And so it's the great love with the small things they do. Right?
So
Yeah.
little things.
Love that motivation.
Beautiful.
I love it.
All right. Well, we take another quick break, and when we come back, we might have a bit of a hot take on a topic that I believe we have discussed at some point in the past, and this one has to do with having indigenous languages. Oh, we have
We
one
have
more.
the Belize City Thunderbolts.
I'm sorry, I didn't forget you guys. We have the Belize City Thunderbolts joining us, and they'll be talking about a rematch that's set to take place. Don't go anywhere.